Hello and thank you for stopping by. This is Shanna and I'm super excited to be hopping along with Trinity Stamps today for their 5th birthday release. This is a YouTube hop, so be sure to check out the description below to continue hopping to the next in line. Today I will be making a shaker treat box with the new shaker box add-on dies and the shaker box die. This is a set of 2 different die sets that can be used together to create a shaker box treat box. Or a shaker treat box. This one is using the new mermaid stamp set and I just adore how cute it turned out. This, I figured it would be easier to show you where we're going to end and see kind of how it all comes together, and then I'm going to show you step by step with a whole nother one. As you can see, that shaker window actually wraps to the side of the box, which makes this really unique. That feature allows almost a 360-degree view of a little scene that you're creating in that shaker window. A lot of fun. Before we get started, I thought I'd give you a quick overview picture of the add-on dies. This is a quick reference. If you want to pause, you'll be able to reference that while using your own dies. Another fun feature of this die set is the fact the treat box fits on 6x6 paper. You guys, I cannot tell you how excited I was for this. All of the 6x6 paper in my stash, you just need 2 matching pieces and you can make a complete treat box. I am choosing to die cut a little off screen just for time. This is the inside of the box that I decided to cut out of some ice cream paper. And then that's going to be the acetate piece that you're going to need to use for the window. You want to pick a thicker acetate just for sturdiness, but you can recycle all sorts of pieces of plastic to make that window. I did find it helpful to kind of pre-score some of my seams ahead of time. Pre-fold. The dies score them for you. And then the new stick and tear tape from Trinity is the perfect adhesive for this. 1/4 inch wide and it fits on those tabs perfectly. After adding the tape to the tab to connect the 2 panels for the treat box, I do burnish it a little bit. This is the Teflon scoring tool. It just helps that bond really make sure it's there. You can use the score lines to completely line up your panels and attach the 2 treat box panels together. I like to just reinforce and make sure those folds are good. This is the window die you need to make that shaker window. Those 2 metal tabs don't cut, but they do line up with your score line. I like to lift the bottom and the top flap a little just to make sure I'm staying in line. My tape didn't want to stick to my paper very well, but that was okay. In the end, it all worked out. Then after you have it all taped down, you can go ahead and run it through your die cut machine and you are left with a window for your shaker box. I'm going to set it to the side for a minute and I'm going to work on the shaker insert for the inside of the box. This is what makes the little shaker part, or the shaker box. As you can see, you just have to fold on the score lines and then it will end up sitting right there. I'm going to attach the acetate window first. I do fold those little tabs up first. It is pre-scored with the die, but since it's plastic, it is a little more difficult to fold sometimes, so I just make sure it's creased really well. Next, we're going to flip over our treat box so you're looking at the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and attach that window. Once again, I'm going to use the Trinity stick and tear tape to line all the edges of that window. It bonds really well with the plastic and I didn't have any problems with that plastic window lifting off with this. I'm just going to go around the whole perimeter of the window and then I will line up that acetate window with the edges. The window is cut exactly to where you're lining up the edge with your score lines, which makes it very, very easy to get in the right spot. After all the release paper is removed, I can go ahead and bring in my window, and I'm just taking where I folded those pieces up. I want to be able to see that line up with the side seams. I also find it helpful to fold in my sides to attach them to those side parts of the window. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to burnish all those edges to make sure that bond is really strong. Now you can start to see the box come together. Isn't it cute? Now, before we close it, we want to add that shaker box insert. You can kind of see how it sets in there. You need to make sure that all of those tabs are folded in the right directions. And then I'm going to use, you got it, this Tear and Sticks tape again. I don't line it all the way around, you'll see. I found it easier to put some on the box and then some on the insert, just because you're not gluing it all down at the same time, which you'll see here in a second. So I put the tape on both the sides of the insert and then the top and the bottom of the treat box. I'm going to fold those tabs out of the way so I can kind of line it up right at the edge. And you can see it just flips right into place. Then I'm going to take one of the sides and attach that. I'm just kind of squishing the box to where it's in the shape it needs to be. And then I will attach that. I found I needed a little more tape though. So because that tab is more like a 1/2 inch on that insert and my tape was only a 1/4 inch, I added a second piece of tape to both sides. So that's what you're seeing me do here, was just add a little more adhesive. The little tabs, I did not put tape on, and you'll see here in a second, I'm going to use wet adhesive. They were hard for me to manipulate the release paper off when I was doing other boxes, so I found that just worked really well for me and helped seals everything in just fine. Before you close your box, you need to add your shaker embellishments. I did a variety of little clay sprinkles here because I'm doing an ice cream theme, but you could fill them with whatever your heart's desire. I will link to these in the description box below so you can see what ones I used, but you can literally put anything in your box. Your imagination's the limit. After you have enough in there that you feel comfortable, that's how many you want, go ahead and seal the top. All I did was peel the release paper, and I'm going to add a little bit of wet adhesive to those two little side tabs, and it will be all sealed up. And shake, shake, shake. I love how interactive these are. And guys, my kids don't want to stop shaking them. It's been awesome. At this point, I'm ready to assemble the rest of the box. So we're going to take another piece of the tape and do the side seam. And then we will close the bottom of the box. The bottom of the box, I found it easier to do the two side seams and then, or the two little side flaps and then the two bigger flaps. I just liked how that looked, but honestly, you could do it either way and it's going to close. I did a combination of wet and the tape today to close the bottom. I kind of varied, but I wanted it to hold a lot faster, and the tape holds it in place while the wet adhesive dries. I just open it up and push those flaps down so everything was really well bonded, and close up the box, and it is all done. Then you get to decorate. These boxes can be decorated in a number of ways. You can decorate the inside shaker box, you can decorate the outside, you can decorate the back, anything goes. I chose to grab the little layered ice cream die set from last year's birthday release for Trinity because I really liked the idea of an ice cream shaker on top of my shaker box. It turned out adorable, I might add. This is the die set for a quick peek. And it does have a sentiment that says, "Have a sweet birthday," which I thought would go super cute right there on the front top of my shaker box. So I die cut that out of some of the ice cream paper and some black paper. and then I adhered it to the box, making a super sweet birthday sentiment. You could also attach a tag with to and from. You could put a solid piece of note card on the back and write a message, but I really like how this turned out. I also made a couple other treat boxes. I made a patriotic theme one with 1776. This one was easily created using the new birthday candle numbers, stamps and dies. I love how it just stands up in the middle. And then of course the mermaids you guys all saw at the beginning. I used the new mermaid stamp set and one of the new layering stencils for this one. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you really enjoyed it, and be sure to hop on to the next person down the line. The link is in the description box below. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.